Necessary tension is the God-designed dynamic where truth and love, holiness and mercy, agency and dependence, faith and works belong together. Maturity isn't choosing one at the expense of the other. It's learning to live faithfully in the, quote, both and category without collapsing into legalism, license, passivity, or control. Welcome to our next question, a place of discovery and not the final answer. I'm Chris Onit, the marriage and family therapist, and sitting next to me is Melanie Jones, part owner of Downey Park Counseling, and my wife.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get the conversation started.
We've made it through the holidays.
Yeah, we have.
When I say, so we already talked about Thanksgiving, but we made it through Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones. It's weird about the holidays. I don't know about you all out there, but for me, it changes the rhythm of life.
Yes.
And I need that rhythm because once it's off, then it's all like I sleep in and I eat too much and there's way too much eggnog. Thank God they've taken it away from me.
Everything's off the rails.
Not an eggnog guy.
Oh, well, you're missing out.
I'll leave it all for you.
It's there's some eggnog is thicker than others, but it's gone. It's gone.
It's
and
over.
No matter what I do, it can get it back. And I've gone to several stores after Christmas looking for the eggnog, and it's been gone. It's gone, which is good.
Yes.
My son, yeah.
I found a open container in your truck of eggnog.
Oh no.
It's a good thing you didn't get pulled over.
No, it was the non-alcoholic guy. But I was like, "Are you kidding me? Did you open this?"
Oh, you
on
found the
lid. I found
the lid, the ring to the lid.
Yes, and I knew.
I did.
Like
he couldn't wait
till he got home
from the store.
It's a cry for help. It really is. And so we were joking about where to find it, and me being even on the phone with someone going, "What? It's 10 days past expired." No, that's okay. That's okay.
Wow.
What? You're doubling your price? Okay, man. Okay.
I think we need an intervention.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. So it's now I am free from eggnog, and that's what I love about the New Year too. Is it's kind of we're starting
a restart.
anew, and the days are going to get longer now. Thank you, but at the same time, winter can be about slowing down, about being inside, about contemplation instead of action, and that's important stuff too.
Yeah.
So what is our icebreaker question, dear?
Are you a resolution type person?
Well, are you?
Nope.
Why?
I don't know. It seems like if you're going to do something, you're going to do it. No matter when, right?
And so what it's
so I've been teaching myself Hebrew.
Wow.
And so it's like I started that, a month ago or something.
There you go. So
that can't be my resolution. I just figure if you want to do something, do it. Why do you wait
and make
till
your
the
resolution
new year?
not per annum but per diem.
There you go.
Every day I resolve to do something.
Yeah.
Caleb, what about yourself?
I'm kind of 50-50. I feel like I'm in the middle. Sometimes I'll make resolutions, but they're usually not kind of the typical. But I think the new year tends to be a really good time to like start some new habits.
Okay. New habits.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like a natural like turning point.
Sure it does.
To like refresh. But I usually don't like necessarily write things down, but I kind of contemplate, okay, what do I want to do coming into this new year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Were you able to complete any of your New Year's goals? This in 25?
In 25, again, like I didn't really set any specific goals, but I just kind of started working towards some things I wanted to work toward.
Okay.
So I would say yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Would this go into the adventure category where you were talking about, getting out more and doing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely continue that and adventured even more. And
nice.
Yeah, actually, one thing I do is every year I write myself a letter for the next year to receive.
Wow.
A year from then. So I just got mine from last year, which I kind of talk about like where I'm at, where I want to be headed in the next year.
Wow.
Oh, I like that.
I love
that.
this.
I thought of this. But usually I'll like name the year with a word. Like this year is the year of blank.
Oh.
And so then when I get to the end of the year, I get to look back and see like all the things that I kind of planned out and get to speak to myself a little bit. And so
I just love that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I just wrote mine from 2026 Caleb to 2027 Caleb. yesterday. So
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
See, that seems like way more fruitful and
Sure.
beneficial than a resolution to me
Sure.
personally.
It's really cool because I get to look back on like all the letters I've written to myself over the past years too.
And how
And
long
you
have
just
you been
tuck them
doing
away
this?
somewhere?
it's been, I think this is probably my 4th or 5th time doing it. So
And where did you get this crazy idea?
I don't know.
It came to him through the Holy Spirit.
Where
I
do
might
you
have
put
heard it
them?
from someone else, or so. There's this site I use called it's called Dear Future Me. I think they might charge like $2 a year now. It used to be free, but yeah, it's great, and it'll send
I love
you an
it.
email in a year. You can probably find other ways to do it too, or just write yourself a letter and
Well, I love that. I
Tuck
mean,
it away
it
somewhere.
makes sense because you could just forget. Life happens. There's things come at us. They don't stop. And so being able to have a resource that says, I mean, that's great for even like, I don't know, kids starting out, even couples starting out.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
yep, it's pretty cool.
Dang.
All right, what about you, Chris? Are you
Oh,
a
boy.
resolution person?
I think I'm with you, not as like creative and all that other stuff, but as far as like half and half, I'll be like, okay, here's some general things I'd like to accomplish. Now, to some degree, I don't remember, so it isn't like so I could just, you know, what I could do is do one of those. I create the list at the end of the year and then check them all off. If I, you know, oh yeah, I got that done. But yeah, but every year presents to me possibilities of what I want to do. I'm always a possibility guy. I still have a notion in my head that I'm going to bike pack the coast of California, even though
Gosh, no.
I keep getting older, and my wife is like, no. She said the same thing when I got a motorcycle. Anyway,
Bike packing on the
why does that scare you? Why does that worry you? Me bike packing.
Me and all of your children will agree
Wow, you're recruiting
you-
people.
are very accident prone, and the Pacific Coast Highway is very narrow and windy.
Okay. Don't you chime in too, Caleb. Excuse me, sir. Well, okay. So there's to answer your question. I'm not totally, but to some degree, maybe yes and no.
Yeah, got no hardcore resolution people here.
Right.
But-
it's just destined for failure, maybe.
If you guys are ready for Caleb's Corner,
That's
Yes.
where we are. What's going on over there?
so I looked up a survey of the top resolutions for Americans in 2026.
Nice.
So if we want to, we can Family Feud this
Oh, no.
and see who can get the top answer.
Okay.
Wait.
I don't know who wants to go first.
Okay, present the question again. It's
So top resolutions for Americans by percentage in 2026.
I see. Okay. Or is there a time limit here? We're going to be pressured to answer.
I'm going to say
all-
weight loss.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's gotta
gotta
be the top
yes.
one.
Loss.
Getting in
It's
shape.
interesting. Okay, getting in shape. So it's interesting because those two. So the first one is exercising more,
Boom.
and then number 6 is losing weight. But I
Oh,
feel like those
really?
are kind of tied together
Yeah.
in some ways.
Yeah, they're related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If people want to exercise to lose weight,
Mine's
is-
definitely to lose weight.
Yep.
In the, not like muscle mass or
Isn't
nothing,
it?
but-
It's always I knew this wouldn't be much of a challenge because the
There you go.
resolutions really tend to stay the same from
Same,
year
yeah.
to year. See
I
if you
just
guys
want to
can.
tie my shoes without holding my breath.
Yeah, I mean, there's another one: improving physical health, eating healthier,
Oh, sure.
being happy is number 2, which feels
Really?
very
Whoa.
interesting to try and attain.
Good gravy. Heck yeah.
How do
happy.
you manufacture that?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, just like we've talked about many times, happiness is a symptom. It's not necessarily a goal. It's like saying, I don't know. What is
Yeah,
it
you
like
can't
saying?
just will yourself to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Huh.
Yeah,
It's a byproduct.
and then saving more money is another
Okay.
one high up there.
That would be a good one.
Spend more
Yeah.
time with family, learn something new. Praying more is like number 9, I think.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Huh.
And
Okay.
reading more. Yeah.
oh, reading more. Yeah, I would imagine that.
Nice.
I think Brian, our son-in-law, he wants to read 100 books in
In the year.
Is it the
In the
whole
year?
year?
That's
I
2
don't
books
know.
a week.
That's a lot.
He's going to start neglecting his
He's
children.
already got a whole stack of like what he wants to read.
Oh, so he's got, but yeah, that's easy. Getting the stack to read is the
Yeah,
easy
that's
part.
the easy.
Yeah.
I
think I read
skimming.
I read more in this past year than I think I ever have before, which isn't a lot because I've never been much of a reader.
Really?
I think I read like 10 books that were probably
Very cool.
an average of like 300 pages or so.
Nice.
400 pages. So
Okay.
that's a lot for me, and we'll see if I can improve on that. In the
Well,
new
that's
year.
awesome.
So,
I love it.
yeah.
Well, hey, okay, today's question. Today's Today's topic is, what is necessary tension? And why are we talking about this? Okay.
Are you asking?
I'm answering it.
There's some tension in the room.
I know. Yes, necessary tension. Well, okay. So obviously in my work, I deal with a lot of tension among individuals, right? And couples. And it just has started to occur to me that there's tension everywhere, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
And sometimes that tension is what we need it. And we've talked about it in past episodes where necessary tension is like a guitar string, or if it's too loose, it makes a weird noise. If it's too tight, it'll break. So what are the examples of necessary tension? How do we practically function in the necessary tension? And how do we define it? And so that we can get our handle on it and kind of, come to more of an acceptance of what necessary tension is.
Well, I think recognizing what healthy tension is and what unhealthy or toxic tension is.
Yes, yeah. And the idea is not that we're tension free, but that we're tension tolerant, which gets to resilience. And there's the idea that there's constant tension everywhere we look, and that's okay. Some of it we're totally used to and okay with.
Such as?
So, much to my wife's chagrin, this year I have been dedicated to getting into football.
Oh.
I mean, I've kind of had a passing interest before, and this year I am like, this sounds, I don't know, maybe I'm judging myself here. No, but I've been kind of following my team, the 49ers, and I've been studying up on certain individuals. I've even watched documentaries about other players, and it's what the thing is happening is like they do in the Olympics when they do a little biography of the person competing, and then all of a sudden you are totally on their side. So anyway, I've been doing that with 49ers, and I've been paying attention to the games, and they've been doing pretty okay this year. And boy, you talk about and part of the competition is necessary tension. When they played the Bears the other day, I lost 10 years from my life. But when they won, it was exhilarating.
And you gained 10 years back.
It was boom, a net 20 or whatever. So yes, I was jumping up and down and by myself in my trailer. I was, and Mel was nowhere to be found because she was house sitting. But I seriously was enjoying the time. And that's can be a communal thing too, where you go to a place where there's other people. And then of course, my buddies who are not 49ers fans, maybe Rams fans, you give them a little bit of a hard time, and that's fun too.
Yeah.
So that is what I mean by, that's one example of where necessary tension is, where it's like, and most everybody who's like a football fan also knows about the razzing that you give other people.
But this is kind of a surfacey level tension.
Yes.
Because more like, I need to have boundaries, or I need to be loving, say to a child or something,
Right.
And
right.
Feeling that tension between those two.
Yeah, and oftentimes when that tension comes around, we don't want to deal with it. And so we go all or nothing, black or white. Like you said, it's either, if I want to be loving to my child, but if I have to have boundaries, I feel so mean. And so therefore I don't want to feel that. And so I just indulge. Or it's all about rules and I don't know how to be loving. Love to me is when they do exactly what I think they should do all the time.
Yes. My phone's ringing.
Which I suppose could happen in marriage. You're not supposed to talk about it.
Sorry, I feel like it's loud. No, yeah. I mean, I think it won't stop. I think that tension in relationships is probably like the area that you're gonna benefit or suffer the most.
Okay.
If you don't understand
How
this.
so?
Well, I think so in friendships, say, if if you don't know how to have a deeper relationship with your friends and are able to confront and hear them confront you,
right,
you're going to have a very surface level relationship.
Oh, 100%.
So, but I think the tendency is that we avoid those things. It's when you're living with someone, it's right there in front of you and you can't avoid it.
No, so even in this relationship, in marriage relationship, it's okay that we don't agree on everything.
Yeah.
It's okay that you have a different opinion than me.
Yes.
And I think what a lot of people in friendships, marriages, I think what a lot of people get into is they're like, well, if you think differently than me, there's a tension that I cannot navigate. And so therefore I need you to agree with me.
Or I just ghost you.
That's hard in a marriage, but yes.
Right. No, but in a friendship.
I'm not talking to you for 10 days.
I can't deal with that kind of thing.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I take my toys and go home.
Yeah.
So yes. So and there's even so that's relational among the relationship we have with other people. And this happens at work. This happens at, friendships, marriages. There's a relationship with ourselves. Tension between the even four parts of ourselves. I don't want to feel that. Mm-hmm. And so I try to outthink everything. I try to navigate everything mentally. And therefore, and then feelings are silly and they're kind of, I've heard this many times in couples relationships where if one member is more emotional than the other will just label it as, well, you're just too emotional and emotions don't help. Mm. So they get super mental. I say mental. It sounds weird. They get totally mental. Yeah. They get logical, and they think that's the higher virtue because they are not okay with the tension between the logic and the emotion, which it's okay that there is. It should really cause the logical person to pause and go, why is this so important to my partner? Mm-hmm. Why is it? Am I missing something? Am I cut off in a certain way? And that then creates an internal tension, which then is okay. We can get used to that.
Yeah.
So, hey, we haven't even gotten to the definitions, really.
Oh, no.
It's a great discussion. So a couple definitions. There's the clinical definition. This is for your psychology folks out there. So necessary tension is the adaptive discomfort created by competing legitimate needs or values that both deserve a seat at the table. Health isn't the absence of tension, it's the capacity to tolerate it long enough to make wise, integrated choices rather than defaulting on overcorrection. Must be a good definition because Caleb is nodding.
I'm processing.
Absolutely. Let me, pick that apart. So if we are going to talk about our faith, as far as Christians is concerned, necessary tension, then the definition would be necessary tension is the God-designed dynamic where truth and love, holiness and mercy, agency and dependence, faith and works belong together. Maturity isn't choosing one at the expense of the other. It's learning to live faithfully in the, quote, both and category without collapsing into legalism, license, passivity, or control. That's a bigger nod.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that sums it up so well because on the human level, right, especially, well, I think across the board, but in Christian communities, this is what we do.
Yes.
We're on one side or the other.
100%.
We like black and white.
Listen, we have homeschooled our kids. We know what it is from black and white. It was like they were not going to have a sin nature. It was going to be great.
This is going to be amazing.
We're going to keep them from the world. And so there you go, black and white. It's like we are not comfortable with some of the things going on in the world. And so we will shelter them, which to some degree is not a bad thing, right?
No, right. I think that can be a healthy thing.
Sure.
Too. But there again, you need that.
Yeah, it might keep them from asking questions that are uncomfortable.
It didn't keep our kids from asking any.
No, right, right. Or them trying to find the answer by themselves without some of our input. So, and so in this whole kind of idea of necessary tension, it's not about compromising what we might hold true, right? But it is also, but it's about holding two goods at the same time, like if you and I believe very differently about something, it's not about me being so right that it eliminates your position or the other way around. It's about, how do I understand your position?
Yes. And without devaluing you,
Right.
There again, I think as Christians, and you see this in denominations, how we've kind of all segregated into these separate denominations because we don't like that you like this or that.
No, that's not. I'm not comfortable with that, and therefore,
so we're just gonna pick up our things.
Speaking in tongues, for crying out loud!
Oh yeah,
So you and I have been both raised in very conservative churches.
Yes.
So we were talking last night about even like raising your hands in church.
Oh yeah, it was a big no-no.
Not to throw your dad under
church.
the bus, because he's a great human being.
Loves Jesus very much.
He totally loves Jesus. But back then, and he's probably different today.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would totally bet money on it. What was the...
he would tell me that the people that raise their hands in church are just trying to get attention or drawing attention to themselves.
And it's funny because that says, I know your dad, right? And he is I cannot think of another individual who is as much as not wanting attention toward themselves as Phil Jones.
Yes.
So, it's like the idea that someone would be watching him would be like anathema. It would be like, no. And so that's where his mind goes. Someone's lifting their hands at church. Therefore, people are watching them, and that is super uncomfortable for me. So no bueno. But you also said something about him, about knowing who he is. And even as a kid, you would watch him in worship.
Yes. And I could always tell like how moved he was by it. My dad, he would just belt out the songs, and he would keep his hands in his pockets. And sometimes I think now that it was like to keep from raising his hands.
Yes. Don't do it. Don't do it. Nice. Okay. And so there's some reasons why we hate tension. Before we go to our break, I want to cover a few of these, right? The nervous system wants resolution. It wants to
solve the problem. Yes.
Well, and now the problem there is there's not necessarily a problem, right? Anxiety always prefers certainty. Shame prefers perfection. Fear prefers control. Avoidance prefers to numb. And so there you go, right? If we are looking to do any of those things, then we are avoiding the tension that we need to sit in and be okay with.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and then it can go into over control.
Right.
Of like wanting to manage it all so that you don't have to deal with.
Absolutely.
The thing.
And there's a couple different types of control. There's overt and covert, right? The control that's out there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, don't do this, don't do that. Or that's quietly trying to think about the person that's trying to rescue everybody. That's more of a covert. But again, by way of example, they're not okay with the tension of watching someone struggle and learn how to do something. So they want to control it by fixing it for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, guy. And then over permission.
Totally.
What is that? What do you mean by that? Over permission.
Over permission. That would be a passivity, or in other words, think about parenting. Like this happens to a lot of guys.
Oh.
Over permission is I don't want to deal with the kids, or I disconnect from the chaos that's around me until it gets out of hand. Then I overreact.
Oh.
Right. And so it's a type of drift. It's whatever. Doesn't bother me.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then performing, I thought this was interesting. The when you become more concerned about your image.
Mm-hmm. What will people think?
Right. Which is kind of a type of control, right?
Sure.
A covert control.
Yes, we were. I mean, this could go in a number of directions, but we were even talking about how, and this is another topic we could talk about, but how women are treated in the church a lot of times as like the relationship between men and women. It's like anathema. It's like if you are seen with another woman ever, it means bad shenanigans.
Yes.
And so the Bible says avoid every appearance of evil, but I don't think, if you see someone walking in the rain, a woman walking in the rain, and you're driving by, if you give them a ride, if you know them and you give them a ride, and it's like, okay, that's compassion. And you don't have to necessarily, the tension of, oh gosh, what'll people think? Or, we have to check that. Does that overcheck our, place of mercy and compassion because we are so rigid with our rules.
Yes.
That we can't.
Which I think it just popped in my head, Jesus and the woman at the well.
Right.
That was not socially acceptable to sit down with,
Who? And Jesus wasn't going, oh no, what will people think?
What are they going to think about me?
They'll think what they're going to think, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And of course, my favorite is escaping.
Oh, me too. That's mine.
Withdraw, fantasizing, compulsions. All these things to avoid the inside tension. Mm-hmm. So, hey, we're going to pause here and we're going to take a break for a word from our sponsor. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Oneth reminding you that our next question is brought to you by Downey Park Counseling Associates, where since 1977, we have a group of Christian counselors that are ready to help you with any need. Visit us at our website at downeyparkcounseling.com. Okay, welcome back. We are continuing on necessary tension. So, okay, we find then there can be two extremes pattern when it comes to necessary tension. There's, referred to often as two ditches. The one ditch, each ditch feels like, this is the black and white, each ditch feels like relief. When it's not relief, it's just avoidance. Mm-hmm. And then you brought up something last night when we were discussing this. Within our faith, there is a massive tension.
Are you talking about which part, when we were talking about denominations or when we were talking about
the Bible?
In the Bible.
The Bible.
Oh, how I feel like the biggest tension in the Bible is between the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Of how the Old Testament is it's, I don't know, I think about the temple and its gold and its opulence and its majesty and all of that.
All reverence toward a mighty God.
Yes.
Yes.
And necessary.
Yes.
Right? Because it's teaching us who he is.
Yes.
And then on the other side, Jesus is born into an animal trough.
An animal feeding trough.
In a barn.
In a barn.
Which I think is so beautiful.
Right.
Because the Bible is teaching us who God is. And so you've got these two truths.
Majestic and humble.
Yes.
That's so, okay. So, because sitting in that sort of tension, even as Christians, to be both majestic and humble, to know that we are children of the Most High God, and we are valued beyond measure, and yet we can pick up dog poop.
Yeah, and we're not any better than the meth addict on the street.
100%. 150%. Yeah. So this tension between grace and truth, right? This, God is true, yet he is loving and compassionate. And that is demonstrated through the birth, death, and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. So here's...
were you going to say something here?
Well, all this talk really reminded me of a movie quote.
Oh, good.
Because I'm a movie guy. From a movie that came out a few years ago called First Reformed, starring Ethan Hawke as a Reformed pastor. And there's the whole kind of tension of the movie is like there's this like great despair at the state of the world and where things are headed, and so he's kind of counseling this guy, and there's a line he says, which is, wisdom is holding two contradictory truths in our mind simultaneously, hope and despair. A life without despair is a life without hope. Holding these two ideas in our head is life itself.
Wow.
Sounds a lot like what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
It's like without the despair, without, seeing the darkness in our world, we can't have the hope of what is to come, right? We have to kind of hold. And if we shift too far into one side or the other, then
exactly.
Yeah, we get all kind of out of balance and out of whack. So
yeah.
Wow. Yes, and I mean, it has me think of the Keller quote: "We are more depraved than we could ever possibly imagine, and yet more loved than we could ever hope to believe."
Mm-hmm.
So, this idea, even between agency and dependence, right? We're going to be talking about agency in an upcoming episode.
Yes.
Self-agency, self-reliance, in a word, right? The one ditch is a toxic self-reliance. No, I can do this. I'm an island.
Yeah.
Right. And that even gets into some of our American individualism, and all that other stuff. Whereas then the other ditch, the other extreme, is helplessness. And this idea that I have to be rescued. Like I can do nothing for myself. Now, the irony there is we do have to be rescued, but we are also called to move forward. Right. Belonging and differentiation, stability and adventure. Boy, howdy. The idea of, the stagnation or chaos, right?
Yeah.
And first, we were talking about this last night. So my default ditch is adventure, that I go and distract myself with fun and cool things, and that I don't have to sit in that quiet stillness that I can hear God tapping at my door gently. And feel conviction, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is both, that I can go and do things and follow through, yet also be able to be still.
Yeah.
Right on.
Right.
it's kind of crazy going back to just even like we were talking about faith and like God himself. You have Jesus coming down and being both God and man. And you have the Trinity, 3 and 1. Like all these things that like you can't make sense of it. They seem contradictory, but yet that's who God is, and those things both exist.
You bring up a great point about the Trinity, because now there's not tension in the Trinity, not the way God is and who he is. The tension lies with us.
Yeah.
Right. And oh God, wait, is the Father, is the Son, is the Holy Spirit? Because we have a God that indwells us, right? In the relation we have with ourselves. And so that tension is, our faith is very individual, and we must to some degree do it on our own. And yet we have a God that befriended us, so we must do it in community. And yet we have a God that rules us, and so there must be an engagement with the world around us to continue to be reminded of his excellence and majesty.
I almost think of like, I think it's James, right? Like faith and works.
Yes.
Like we think, it's all faith, but then along with our faith will come works, right? Faith without action is dead.
Yes.
It's like kind of like, obviously our works don't gain our salvation, but from our faith, works will come. So it's like, that's another tension that I think the early church was struggling with as well.
That's why
we still struggle with.
I think the denominations are so important. Because we need that sort of tension. We have Pentecostal friends, and the stuff that they have prayed for that has come about is like crazy, mind-blowing. And yet in our conservative world, they were like, it's easy to go, well, I don't want to, make a spectacle of myself.
Well, it just brings it back to how much we need each other, and it's sad to me that we've all kind of separated into our own little corners,
right?
And then we're missing out on this huge part of the body of Christ.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I think like even social media has removed a lot of that necessary tension.
Yes.
Because it's kind of siloed us into our bubbles.
Yes.
And then kind of like you can look out on the other side and see the other bubble, and
then we can judge.
Yeah. But it's not really
They're lifting their hands for attention.
A good meeting place of that necessary tension. Yeah.
So even tension within ourselves in the four parts of ourselves, heart, soul, mind, and strength, right? We cannot all be emotions. We need to feel without becoming our feelings.
Yeah.
Right? As far as our soul is concerned, we need to interpret accurately and resist despair or doom and all that other stuff when it comes to certain meanings. As far as our mind we need to, our logic, we need to hold competing truths without black and white thinking and without avoiding the other two areas. And when it comes to strength or behavior, we need to act with courage, not impulse. And so being able to see the necessary tension within ourselves, and even in relationships, right? Honesty and gentleness. Boundaries and compassion. This is where I refer to making a loving boundary, where you don't just say, no, get away from me.
Yeah.
Because that's the tension that is, so you go to the extreme of, get away from me.
Well, and I think that's hard. It's hard for people to do that, to have a boundary that says, you know what, I love you, but I'm not going to allow this in our relationship. Because I think it's hard for the person who's saying it, and then it's hard for whoever's hearing it, because you've just changed the dynamic of our relationship, so I don't know if I can be in a relationship with you anymore. So there's this, it's just this mutual thing where both people are going to
maybe the discomfort of entering into a discussion of what that's about, addressing your own preconceived notions about what you think the other person is doing and everything else. But again, we don't want that. And so we're like, oh, well, there goes that friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're so uncomfortable with that tension, right? And yet, I think as we talked about in the past, through that discomfort comes growth.
Yes.
If we just ignore that discomfort or avoid it, then we never move forward. We never learn from it.
Well, I think that includes the discomfort of even interacting and befriending and truly knowing non-Christians. Or people who we would deem as, it's not my kind of person, so I want to stay away from that. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some discomfort there.
It can be awkward, yeah.
I mean, I remember when I worked at Gallo, I was, I'm in my early 20s, and I'm a new family guy, and being a family guy and being a church attender and friends with pastors and stuff was super meaningful to me. So I couldn't be around any swearing. It shocks people now, but I couldn't be around any of that stuff, and so I was kind of a butt when I worked at the Gallo Winery. Yeah. And I was very much I'm uncomfortable with that. And it really annoyed people, understandably. It's oh, guy, here comes the stick in the mud. I'm super unfun. And I think as years progress, I mean, even there, I started to back off a little bit because I realized, listen, I am not going to go fall down a pit of hell just because I laugh at a joke that you wouldn't tell in Sunday school.
Right. Well, and what has Christ called us to? Yeah. He's called us to love and to reach the lost.
Yeah.
And how are you going to do that?
And what did he do?
Exactly.
He went and hung out with the lost and showed them the way.
So he had no attention about it. He knew who he was. I tell you what, I was talking about this again, Mel, last night, and one of my most profound pro-life moments came from a woman who was a former drug addict, barely not homeless, and a lesbian, same-sex attracted. And I was assessing her son. He was about 9 years old, ADD, man. Kid was moving around the room. And she was telling me the story. And by the way, this is not for every ear to hear, so be wise. But she was telling me the story of her son and how he came about. And she told me a story that when she was 14 years old, she was thrown out of her house because she came out and she didn't know where to go. So she thought, well, San Francisco. I'll just go to San Francisco. I guess that's where gay people are. So it was her father who threw her out. So her mother provided a one-way ticket to San Francisco, and this kid was 14 years old. So she ends up going to San Francisco, and who are the people that are accepting? The drug community. And so she starts to get caught up in that. And then she moves to the valley, or somehow follows someone to the valley. And she leaned over to me and she said, I got pregnant because I was raped. And then she explained to me how every single morning she would get up with her son and walk him to the bus stop. She would walk her bicycle and walk him to the bus stop and make sure he got on the bus. And then she would come home and do the things to prepare for him to come home again. And I was dumbstruck. I was dumbstruck because in my personal life, in my church world, I wouldn't sit with the tension of having a conversation with a person like that. And yet, the job I had to sit and interview and talk to her. And it knocked me off my horse to be able to say, whoa, to be in a place that I could hear a story like that. The most profoundly pro-life story I had ever heard. Just completely, like, I will never forget that ever. And so I have concern about the Christian who would not be comfortable with that tension. And I'm still working through it myself, right? I'm not like, oh yes, that totally delivered me, because we all have areas where we're like, I'm going to avoid that because I'm not comfortable with it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it was exceptionally moving. So, okay. So tension in relationships, right? Talked about that: boundaries, compassion, leadership, humility, attachment versus individuality, but even tension within creation and in the environment we live, stewardship of our surroundings versus limits that we have to place on ourselves. We are responsible for what's around us. We are not sovereign. Planning your day versus surrender. Like, if your plans don't go according to plan. Work versus Sabbath. We are called to work and work hard. Yet, if we become workaholics, then all of a sudden work will save us, and being able to be okay with Sabbath and the blessing that God has bestowed upon that for us. Total engagement versus contentment. So, all right. Even in Scripture, right, we see all kinds of tensions.
I mean, and I think that that God has laid this out. Like, this is because you see it, across the board,
right?
Not just. I mean, yes, there's the Scripture, speaking the truth in love, truth and love, full of grace and truth. Jesus was,
yes.
But it's like I don't know. And the more we talk about this, it's like, this is like part. This, not even part. This is how we were created.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's not an adjunct to our faith. It is part of our faith.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, what are some skills we can engage in to live in this tension?
Live in the tension.
Caleb and everybody else listening wants to know.
Okay, so the first would be to name the two goods, to be able to articulate.
Okay, what the tension is.
What is the tension that you're dealing with right now? What is the struggle? First of all, that's the most important thing, because if you don't know what you're dealing with, how are you going to move on?
Do you have an example?
There? No. Do you?
Well, okay, so I think of the example where your friends invited you to this thing. I'm throwing you under the bus.
Okay.
And the tension was, I have a hard time saying no to my friends without having a fully legitimate reason that qualifies me to say no.
Yeah.
And you were in the midst of coming to trying to find a reason, and you couldn't. So your text response back to them after they invited you to this speaker or whatever.
Well, let me say this. I first was texting and I put, I can't because, and then I just sat there and I was like, why can't I? I was like I'm like, I don't want to lie. I'm not going to make something up. So I got to find a legit reason.
Chris doesn't want me to.
So I'm racking my brain, and I was like, fine. And these are two friends that always challenge me because I'm a 9 on the Enneagram. So they always challenge me to actually say what I mean.
Right.
Or,
Yes.
So after sitting there for, I don't know, 5 minutes trying to think of something, I just said, I can't go because I don't want to.
So it's okay.
I relate to that.
And so that's funny because right there, that's skill 2 is you identifying your default ditch. Like default for you is to just say yes.
People pleasing.
Or to have a good reason why I can't.
Right.
And if I don't have a good reason, then I have to fall back on like, well, either I have to go or I'm going to feel really guilty that I'm saying no if I don't have a good reason for why I'm saying no.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Skill 3, both and sentences. In other words, I can love you and I can set a boundary. It's okay.
Yeah.
I can, your kid forgets his lunch. You take him to school and he is responsible. Now, we're not talking about if your kid is like 5. We're talking about if he's a teenager or whatever, if he's of the age where he can be responsible. And let's say he is responsible for making his lunch and he didn't do it. And then he's texting you and calling you saying, Mom, can you bring me something? And part of that is, son, might be, again, I'm not telling anybody how to do anything, but hey, I love you. We've talked about this many times. And if you're going to start forgetting to bring things as part of your daily routine, life happens where the great parent in the sky is not here to bail you out or can't bail you out.
Yeah.
There's some boundaries there where, look, people have lives and they can't just drop everything and then bring you your chicken fingers if you forgot to pack them. So both and. I can rest and I can pursue excellence. How about that for individuality or an individual type struggle? Or I can feel anxious and I can still act wisely.
Right.
I don't have to make this anxiety go away by appeasing, by impulsively acting, by avoiding, or any of that stuff.
Right. Well, and I think this is why being able to name the two is so important, because being able to, in that moment when you're feeling anxious, to be able to name it and say, I'm feeling super anxious about this.
Totally.
And I know that my tendency is going to be to do this or that.
Yes.
But it's just like a slowing down and making a conscious choice, a conscious, healthy choice.
100%.
Rather than going into your default ditch.
Well, and it's communicating with yourself.
Yes.
Being like, okay, here's what I do normally. Let me pause, reflect, take a beat, as they say.
Yeah.
And then I'll act from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was skill 4, attention and body tolerance, right? Being okay with, it's a little... It's like for us driving in a foreign city or a city we're not used to. Invariably, I make some sort of ridiculous traffic choices when we're in, and then there's tension between us.
And we always get in a fight.
Because it's
we always get in a fight when we're traveling.
Yes, because my mind is like, I am trying to survive here, and you're trying to go in the right direction. So when there's tension there, and so being able to be like, okay, it's a tense situation. It's unfamiliar for both of us. We can accept that we are both a little on edge.
Yeah.
And so we can give Chris a break.
Or we can listen to Melanie's directions because she was right in the first place.
That's right. Usually, yes. And then here's the interesting thing with skill 4 about the tension we do. We can take a small, courageous action that honors both sides, right? Small.
Such as?
Well, such as saying, I'm not going to be able to do that. Or, I'm not going to be able to make it. And it's not, you're not pulling teeth. You're not curing cancer.
Yeah.
And you're not reinventing the wheel. You're just saying, I even encourage people, like, if there's tension with boundaries and stuff like that, you don't have to give people an answer right away.
Yes.
They ask you to do something, say, hold on, let me think about it.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, the default or the ditch is yes, 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 yes. And then they end up like overwhelmed.
Uh-huh.
Caleb is relating to this.
Fellow 9 over here.
Yes, yes. Overwhelmed. And so it's like, hey, how about you think about it? Tell them, let me get back to you on that. Of course, for some people, it's let me get back to you on that and then avoid it entirely.
Avoid it. That would be me.
All right, oh.
Yep.
Let's hope it just goes away.
So, okay, guys. So we're landing the plane here, but this has applications in our marriages, in our friendships, in our parenting, in work and vocation, even in church culture, right?
Yeah.
And so being able to recognize, is this a tension? If it is, it's not bad. It's necessary and potentially even God-given.
Totally. Because really it's the only path to a deeper relationship.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Guys, if you like this program, leave a review and we'll send you $5 million.
Nothing.
Whoa. I'm going to leave a review.
Yes. In Monopoly money.
Still a lot of Monopoly money.
Yeah, exactly. Get stash it away. Thank you for joining us today. If you've gotten anything from this podcast, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend.
And be sure to join us next time for our next question.